Hello everyone. What I wanted to talk about today is that I want to talk about the chargers. These are John Bedini, Gary Bedini chargers purchased from Energenx company, but I purchased them from TeslaChargers.com from their website affiliated with Energenx. So who runs TeslaChargers.com is that Aaron Murakami runs and Peter Lindemann. They both run this company and they are affiliated closely, work together closely with John Bedini and Gary Bedini. Why I'm doing this is that because these chargers, as you can see, they allegedly they function good. They desulfate the batteries, they charge your batteries, they rejuvenate the batteries. This is a claim. This is a claim that they do. And what I discovered through all these years using these chargers is that they actually, in a process of when they're trying to rejuvenate, they kill your batteries. This is like a catch-22. They cannot really rejuvenate or kill, but what happened is that they really kill your batteries. In total, I had 9 of the lawn and garden batteries purchased at Walmart. These ones, this type, interstate batteries, 9 brand new spanking batteries. These are the only two, this one and the only two right now, they're in parallel, are connected to make a 12 volts. They are right now the only ones that are alive from these lawn and garden type batteries. This one got bad about 3 weeks ago because the side started getting warm. So I noticed something's wrong. Something's going on with this battery. When you charge the batteries with this charger, with this charger, that this is a Tesla Solar Tracker charger, or maybe with this one, or maybe with some other ones that I will show you later. They charge your batteries. They do charge your batteries, but in a process they kill your batteries. As I explained to you, before, that these solar chargers, they kill your batteries in the process. So what happened is that I noticed this battery started getting warm on the sides. So when I disconnected the battery, I noticed that the voltage dropped to like 10.5 volts. When it drops that low and you have a warm side, this is a shorted battery, becomes shorted. I don't know why. It was perfectly brand new. This whole set is a brand new set. It's been here for a couple of years. I've never used it. I've only floating them because I'm still building my system. So I put them on a float charge and they've been floating for months and months and months, for at least half a year. Before that, I would charge them, discharge them, charge them, discharge them, but not constantly. I would mostly charge them, put them on the side, for like a month, a couple of weeks, and then I would charge them again. So then they would stay there again, be just totally idling. And then I decided to just constantly charge them, So I plugged this unit into the wall that I showed you, this one over here, and it's just floating them all the time. Since then, I noticed 3 weeks ago, this battery died. This one behaves funny because when I start charging it, it doesn't become warm, but it charges. But you guys, the slight indicator is this, as if it's got a high resistance, because the red light is mostly on, but then it starts to blink a little bit, close to the end of the charge. But when I disconnected, the voltage drops much more. So I'm thinking that this one's gonna go really bad soon as well. So I'm testing it, right now, just to figure out if it's bad or not. So these two are the only ones out of 9 which are alive. I also want to tell you is that I had 5 deep cycle marine batteries, brand new, purchased from Walmart. Those all 5 are dead a long time ago. They're all dead. So I'm telling you, when I address this issue to Aaron Murakami and his website, which the ones that he runs, energeticscienceforum.com, a couple of years ago, he totally ignored me. He said, nobody can have so many problems, you're lying to me, you didn't purchase so many chargers. I told him I purchased about $5,000 worth chargers from you guys, from your company, from TeslaChargers.com, from John Bedini, that John Bedini built. He said, no, it's not true, I don't believe you, you're just delusional. So he totally blew me off, you know. So recently as well, you know, this battery died, and then I addressed the forum again. I started arguing with him, so he had to believe me, you know. When he totally, you know, got the wrong idea, as if the chargers themselves, you know, failed, not the batteries. So I had to explain it to him. I also told him that the RPX machine that he's using, the RPX allegedly that cures the cancer, and that he says is built based on Rife device that cures cancer and kills microbes, you know, kills viruses and so on. He says that his RPX machine is based on that technology. So I told him to provide some kind of proof that his RPX machine really works. So he got really mad. So I'll tell you the whole story, why he banned me, why we are going to open up all these units. We're going to see what's inside all of these units, what's inside the Tesla solar charger tracker here. This is a 3 amp, as you can see, 12 volt solar battery tracker. We have this one here that is 2 amp 12 volt battery charger. This is a plug-in unit. You have to plug it into the wall. This unit here, on the other hand, this is not a plug-in unit. This one works from the battery, from the Tesla, from the solar panels, basically. So these are my solar panels, but this is actually this is a little bit too big for, you know, for this kind of unit. This is for small, for under, you know, 50 watt, like about 45 watt solar panel. And then I want to also talk to you about this device. We will also disassemble this device. This is a horsepower device. This is a 12 volts, 80 amps solar tracker, designed, you know, by John Bedini Energangs, you know, sold by TeslaChargers.com, basically by Aaron Murakami and Peter Lindemann. Why we are going to disassemble all of this to see what's inside, what kind of parts it has. I'll show you everything. We'll talk about schematics and so on. I'll show you what's inside of this device. I'll show you what's inside of the other device that I just showed you, of the 2 amp plug-in Tesla charger that plugs into the wall. I will also show you a device that I purchased from them. I will show you the device, this one. I'll show you the universal battery charger. I will talk to you about this device. I will show you the inside of this device. We'll be able to open up and see the schematic of this device, see what's inside. I will be able to show you and tell you more about the devices that I have. I also have another one. It's called 10A12 charger. 10A12 charger. And what 10 and 12 charger does is that it also rejuvenates, you know, the batteries and kills the batteries in the process. So I have a little bit more time to go through all of this, you know, with you, and I'll be doing it in a couple of you know, other videos as well. I want to show you the proof here. This is actually my payment list that I paid to the company that I purchased this. I purchased, as you can see, solar tracker 80 amps 24 volts. I purchased solar tracker 80 amps 12 volts with US shipping, 1 AU 1 amp, you know, universal charger, and then a 10A12. And I also purchased those other ones that I showed you before, but they're not on this list. I purchased them separately through the same company. This is the price of these units at that time. The 80 amps was $980. The same, you know, 80 amps but 12 volts or 24, but the same price, but the voltage is different than $180. The universal charger at that time was $438, and the 10A12 charger at that time was $538. So I paid, when you take this all of this into account with the prices that I have today, and if you, this device, for example, 80 amps, it costs like about $1,500 alone, one piece. And plus I have the solar tracker over there, and I also have the 2A12 plug-in charger as well, the charger that I have, that I just showed you there, that was, you know, with blinking lights. So if you add these with the devices in here, with the current prices, it's gonna be about $5,000 that I spent on the whole this bandwagon deal that I jumped in when these guys were advertising themselves They were saying you can make your business, you can make good money. These are the best chargers in the world. You can desulfate all the batteries. Even Peter Lindemann told me once that once you have our charger, then you will be able to keep your lead acid battery brand new, like in very good condition until you're dead, and you can give it to your grandkids. That's how long your batteries are supposed to last with our chargers. So guys, you know what? This is bullshit. Totally bullshit crap. Don't believe any of that. So I went to the Energetic Science Forum, and I talked to Aaron Murakami. He's the owner of the website. He's a moderator and the owner of the website. And then at the end, he actually banned me from the website because I put him against the wall and I said, "You are a scammer. You trying to scam people. You selling them bad devices. They don't really know it's bad right now. Right now it works, for example, but in the process, 2-3 years down the road, when you float." And charge your batteries with their charger, it'll kill your battery, so like it killed mine. So as I mentioned to you before, I had 5 deep cycle marine batteries, brand new, purchased from Walmart. They're all dead. I also had 9 lawn and garden tire batteries. They're all dead, but besides those 2 which are still alive, and I'm not sure when's gonna be the date when they will go bad as well. All the bad batteries, they died a couple of years ago. Some of them still down in the basement that I have. They're still down there, and I just scrapped them, from metal, with some other wires that I had from TV, some copper and so on. So I want to show you the thing here. I want to show you, this is a public notice. It says that on November 26, 2016, both John and Gary passed away, and Energenx came to an end at that point. So remember, Energenx is no longer in existence, and whatever Aaron Murakami and Peter Lindemann are saying, it's not Energenx anymore. It's they're not even electronics. These guys don't know anything about electronics, so don't buy their devices anymore. So it says John was the inventor of the chargers and solar charge controllers available through Tesla chargers, and Gary handled the business side of the company. So they sold these devices through Tesla chargers. So Tesla chargers are still selling some of the devices, and they're still in the process of selling them in the future as well. But they're selling this RPX machine that allegedly cures cancer and kills the viruses and kills the bacteria. They don't say that, but they do allege that it's based on a Rife device that Royal Raymond Rife built some time ago in 1800s, late 1800s, early 1900s, and they say this device that John Bedini allegedly built, Royal Raymond Rife device, that this RPX machine that they're selling now is like Royal Rife device. So basically, they're not saying it cures cancer, but they do say it in a background that this device allegedly has the same frequency as Raymond Rife device, and so allegedly they're telling you a story that connects to the Royal Raymond Rife. Allegedly it cures cancer, but they don't say that. They also say the device, if you buy, it's only for you to use, it's not proven, and blah blah blah. So if you take it, there's no refund. That's it. So guys, I'm telling you, don't buy anything from them because this is the greatest scam. The chargers, don't worry, the RPX machine is a scam. It's a snake oil. And this is a warranty here. The battery charger rejuvenate solar charge controllers the Tesla chargers offered came with a 1-year warranty, but this warranty ended with the closure of Energenx. So imagine you purchased a device in December of November, right, of November 2016, when John Bedini at least was still alive. This is still 2017. It's not of November yet. So these guys won't even honor the warranty of your device. Imagine that. But they're still selling the RPX machine, and they're still planning to sell these Tesla chargers as well. So what I'm going to show you is we're going to open all of these up because I paid for them. These are mine. I can do anything with them. I can throw them in the garbage. I can put a hole through there. It doesn't matter. We're going to open all of these up. All of those, the 80 volts, the Tesla chargers, the solar trackers, the 10812, the universal chargers. We're going to see what's all of them inside of these chargers in the name of John Bedini and Gary Bedini, because these guys wanted you to have to know the information. They wanted you to learn this information and to know, because they wanted people to have this information, not to take money like Aaron Murakami does. And then I also want to show you that this is United States Securities and Exchange Commission. Basically, the form says is that this is a certification and notice of termination of registration under Section 12G of the Securities Exchange. So basically, these guys, the Energenx, Gary and John Bedini, they were registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission. This is their commission file. This is their company Energenx Incorporated. Their business address here that's available on Google. This is a general common information available anywhere online, guys. This is not something new. Just Google it and open it. This is their common stock at the end of this whole thing. When they closed, they were, from their Securities and Exchange Commission. This is the price of 1/10 of a cent, so 0.001 per stock. So basically, I wanted to show you this. It's signed in 2008. That's when they closed it from the Security Exchange Commission, 2008, by Gary Bedini. So company is basically defunct, no longer in existence. And this is another form I want to show you. This is basically the same that I have to put this on a website of Energetic Science Forum for Aaron to see, some other people to see, but at the end he banned me. He didn't like this truth that I'm showing to people, that these devices, that these Tesla chargers devices, they kill batteries. They kill batteries in the end. And this is a little bit of notice here from Googling, a little bit of information as well. This is ENX, that was their name on the Securities Stock Exchange, Energenx.Incorporated. And this is a common stock, dark or defunct. It says dark or defunct. That means no longer in existence. There's a warning. This company may not be making material information publicly available. So they did not show all the profit that they were making, for example. They did not show their report, their statement, their yearly statement, for example. They did not show how much money they were making, how much they were about the. If you are an investor in this company, they did not provide this information publicly. Some of it they did, but as you can see here, they were hiding some of the information. So it's not a transparent company, guys. That's what I want to say. This is the list of directors as well here. These are their names. When they were directors, this information is available online. It's publicly available. It's nothing new. It's from the public source, from online. And I mentioned this to Aaron Murakami when he started blaming me that I'm coincided with Rick Friedrich, who used to work with this Energenx company with John Bedini and Gary Bedini. He was the very first guy who worked close with John Bedini. So he said, you were the liar. You're coincided with in cahoots with Rick Friedrich. You were like delusional person. Aaron Murakami would say to me, and I pointed that to him. Listen, I said, one of your directors, Aaron, I said, is also a fraud and con artist. Look it up on Google. I believe it's Marvin Redenius over here, but I'm not sure. I don't remember exactly now. But if you Google these names here, one of these names will pop up in Google, and one of them is a director of his own company in somewhere Idaho. I don't remember, but he's a director of agriculture, a big company that he scammed other company to get the money. Together with his wife, and there's a police report in Google. It's very basic. Just Google these names here. You will have one of the directors' name saying that he got caught in 2004 or 14, I don't remember the year, and he was a con artist and a thief with his wife. So these are the people that were together with Energenx, and that's Aaron Murakami is running this Tesla company right now, TeslaChargers.com, and he is supporting these guys. He is supporting the John Bedini, and he's supporting all of this nonsense, and he's still standing that these chargers are not killing your batteries, but they do kill your batteries at the end. So that's what, guys, I'm telling you. You cannot test it right away. You cannot test it with an amount of 2. It took me years. It took me years to put these chargers on a float, to charge them, and at the end my batteries died one by one without even using them. I was if I believe if I use my batteries without this, they would last longer. I'm telling you, this is just the last batch I have of those two last batteries, lawn garden batteries. I'm gonna test them out until they're dead, and that's it. And then I'm gonna probably what I'm gonna do is I'm going to probably sell this to somebody else who is a big fan of this, but they don't really know why and how these solar chargers, they, and not only solar chargers but the other chargers as well, they're killing the batteries. And I'm gonna come back now in a minute because my time is running out. So okay, we're gonna do the next a continuation of this video again. So we have already taken a look at these people over here, and one of them was a con artist and a thief, and they were working for Energenx company that John Bedini and Gary Bedini were running, and Aaron Murakami was working for these guys, for John Bedini here. Okay, the next one is that, as I said before, when I posted this on this forum, on the forum that is run by Aaron Murakami, that's his forum, and he's the moderator, he's the owner of this forum, he can do anything he likes. So when I questioned him and I actually put him against the wall with all this information, he got really mad at me, he's upset. Obviously he doesn't want people to realize the truth of of all this matter, that his chargers are killing the batteries. Not maybe right away, but in a year or 2 years, your batteries will die sooner, and not later as claimed by the manufacturer of these chargers. So as you can see over here, it says you have been banned for the following reason. No reason was specified. Date the ban will be lifted, never. So I'm not sure how well you can see all of this, but it's here. It says here, I'm not able to probably zoom out or zoom in. And let me see if I can do anything about this. No, not really, not now. Okay, it doesn't really matter, but that's what it is over here. All right, and then maybe I can do a macro here. We cannot do macro here. Okay, so basically the next slide we're gonna do here is I'll show you. So basically Aaron Murakami banned me because I put him against the wall. I told him the truth, he didn't like the truth, and he banned me. He called me I was delusional and so on. So this is from the forum. As you can see, it's energyscienceforum.com. So this is the forum. Maybe I couldn't remember the name, because I don't usually go too often in this forum. I only had 36 posts from 2012, I believe. And so I'm not a frequent visitor. So, but if I do have a question, I go to the forum and ask a question about the chargers. And one of these posts here was my post that I posted. It says, it's this one. It says RPX, and it's dash another cure all machine ? That's why there is no claims and no returns. Started by Tesla, and it says as if it was yesterday, but it was in May. So that's my post over here, and I'm not sure if the post is still alive or not. I'm going to check it out later. So yeah, I'm not sure if you can see this way too well or not over here, but it says RPX, as I said before. Maybe you can see it better. I just had to put a macro in this camera, but I'm not sure if you can see. RPX, another cure-all machine. That's why there is no claims and no returns. Started by Tesla. Tesla is me. That's my nickname. Okay, we're gonna go next slide. We're gonna take a look, and this is as you can see here again. Sorry, the administrator has banned your IP. To contact your administrator, click here. So this is once he found out my message, he actually banned me. And this is the detailed information about the prices that at that time I purchased the units. This is S80, basically 80 amps, 24 volts, $980. Solar tracker, again 80 amps, 12 volts, $980. These two units are the same price wise, but the amperage is the same as well, but the voltage is different. Then I purchased the A1U, that's a universal charger, for $438 at that time, several years ago. And I also purchased 10A12 unit for $538 at that time. And I also purchased this solar tracker, this one, Solar Tracker 5, and I also purchased that 2A12 plug into the wall charger. So why I purchased all of these, you might ask me, because if I'm claiming they're killing the batteries. Well, because just like you, I didn't know they're killing the batteries, with years, with time passing by. Once the time has passed by, I noticed that the batteries just kept on dying one by one. So I didn't know that. I jumped on the bandwagon, like all of you, because of the promises of this Gary Bedini, Aaron Murakami, Peter Lindemann, and John Bedini, that you can make money by buying these batteries, and you can actually make business out of that. But desulfating other batteries, you can buy the chargers, desulfate other batteries, make business out of that. And I jumped on the bandwagon because of that, because even Peter Lindemann, he was saying that you can rejuvenate your lead acid batteries as long as you maintain the fluid inside of them, keep them filled up with this with the distilled water and so on. But I almost never had to fill them up, because once if I checked it, whenever I checked it, there was almost enough of liquid inside of them to have it, it wasn't really boiling out. So that's what I'm saying. It was enough liquid, and if I had to pour in, I had to pour only distilled water there. That's it, just a little bit, but not in all of them. But anyway, they died. Most of them died, but just 2 of them are left, which are functioning right now. They're on a flow charge. They're the last ones, in, like, you can say, the last of the Mohicans from the book. So that's what I'm saying, is that I did purchase over $5,000 worth of these chargers, and if I knew they would be killing my batteries, I wouldn't have bought them a long time ago. But I didn't know. It takes years, takes time for you to figure out that they do charge, but they do kill at the same time. Your batteries will last shorter than during the normal time. I'm not sure why they did it with these chargers. Maybe they did something wrong, maybe something else. And I did purchase all of them from John Bedini, from Energanks, not from anybody else. Definitely from TeslaChargers.com, which were working with John Bedini. John Bedini was basically building them and selling them through TeslaChargers.com, through Aaron Murakami and Peter Lindemann. So there, I have all the receipts, I have all the payments, I have email addresses with that company. So I have all the proof, all the proof is in the pudding, basically, and the pudding is here in front of you. All right, so this is the email this is actually a correspondence that I posted there. What actually brought to me being banned on the website is that of all of this, that Aaron Murakami here. And this is a publicly available information. Anybody can log into this, to go to this website here, and then you will be able to look up all this information from EnergyScienceForum.com. And you just have to log in, go to this some kind of forum here, go to the forum, click on the forum, and you'll be there. You have to choose your forum, alternative energy, John Bedini, and RPX. That's where I posted. In this thread, I posted my questions to Aaron Murakami, the owner of this website, the supporter and the seller of all these devices. And as you know, if the company runs a business, no business likes to have a negative feedback, negative comment in their business, because it ruins, because it doesn't allow them to have scamming business of. They have money to profit from other people, to actually take money away from other people by means of deceiving means and manipulation. So here's what I'm addressing here. My topic was RPX, another cure-all machine. That's why there is no claims and no returns. And here I go. I say, Aaron, I'm challenging you to prove to all of us that RPX machine you're selling for over $300 works. Since you provide no claims and no returns, can't I return the unit if I can be cured? You have to show the purpose why anyone would need to spend hard-earned money for something that is not proven to work. So I'm starting off with the RPX here. The question about the dead batteries was addressed earlier, before in 2012, 2013 on this forum, but Aaron Murakami just ignored the question. He said, oh, maybe something's wrong with the battery and so on. But I did ask him, why my batteries keep on dying? What's wrong with them? Why am I charging? Maybe not the right way or something else. He did not address that. Then I brought it up again together with this RPX, because RPX machine he's selling, as I mentioned earlier, is that RPX, they are claiming that in in the background they're building a picture of this RPX machine. Of this is a Rife unit machine. Allegedly, Royal Raymond Rife in early 1900s, late 1800s, built a device, microscope, that was able to see the microbes and the viruses and the bacteria. So the microscope that he built also was he also came up with a device that was able not only to see those germs, viruses, bacteria, and but he was also was able to build a device that would destroy them by some kind of frequency. Somehow he was able. So allegedly, John Bedini found out the secret how to build this RPX machine, with today's components basically, and then he allegedly says that this is the Rife's machine. And Aaron Murakami jumped into the wagon, started promoting, like he always does, promote his books, promote his old material. He promotes anything as long as he sells something, the books, the videotapes, the discs, the DVDs and the discs, and anything that's related, anything that he can make money back out of you, he will sell it to you. No matter what, he will try to promote anything. So he jumped into the bandwagon and started saying, this is RPX, Rife machine, like it's based on from Rife machine. It has a sideband frequencies, blah blah blah. It works, but this is experimental device. So he said, I don't guarantee anything. You just buy it. It's $300, man. So what? You are you cheap or what? You have to spend $300 to buy a crappy test machine that doesn't even work. That allegedly it's for you to test. So why don't you, Aaron, test it yourself? Then if it works, you put it online and sell it for $300 with a proof, that it works. Not like, all right, guys, so here's a machine, here's a pencil. I think it works, but you have to try it yourself. I'm not sure, so I don't have any claims. So this is $300, golden pen that might write it with gold. But if it doesn't work for you, no returns, no refunds, none. It's just an experimental pen. You just try it, and see for yourself. So if you're stupid enough, you're gonna spend $300 to buy this machine, and you will find out it doesn't do anything for you. And I'm saying is that it doesn't do anything for you because in order to prove this, you have to go actually have a medical test. If your medical test says yes, your viral count, your microbes, your germs, for example, it's easy to do. If you have a viral disease, for example, all they do is they do a DNA test on you. They check out the viruses count. They actually count them, count the DNA in there, and they see how many particles are there, per blood, for example, volume. They can all match it up. Science today is very precise. It's not too it's nothing like some kind of voodoo here. This is not like a test experimental device. You just buy it and test it and tinker yourself. No, you go to the doctor, you give him a blood test, he checks it out. He gives you the result. He tells you this is your viral count. For example, like HIV people have a viral count. This is your T cells. They are down or they go up. For example, if they go up, you're good. If they go down, you're in a bad zone. For example, the same thing works here. It's nothing complicated. I don't understand this bullshit that he's promoting here. So basically, I rambled off a little bit here, but I'm going to continue here. I'm going to read this to you a little bit here. So. And I'm saying here, they have to show the purpose why anyone would need to spend hard-earned money for something that is not proven to work. There are hundreds of companies that sell snake oil that can be proven to work. Will your device work just because you say so, or because John Bedini said so, or you don't claim it to work, since it is a toy for experimentation purposes? So he doesn't claim that it to work because it's actually a toy for experimentation purposes. But why buy if it won't work? I have already purchased dozens of health-related gadgets that's supposed to work but don't work. We all know, or most of us know, that you are not altruistic, just need to stay afloat to make money, and you make no claims to avoid responsibility for sale of devices that do nothing. So if he sells you something, basically he's not responsible because it didn't work for you. You cannot sue this guy because you still have the disease, and it claimed, well, because it's Royal Rife device, it's only for experimental purposes. If it didn't work for you, you're the sucker, keep the money and you die. So this is basically what he does. And you and yet you make money and other people suffer believing you. They lose money and hope when they see they have no results. So they lose the money and they lose the hope when they see they have no results. So basically you go to the doctor, you purchase this device, you all, your hopes are up, you spend your money and there's nothing. So you lose the hope, you lose the money. Basically, that's what it is. Aren't you ashamed? If you know the device works, then offer 30 days, no questions asked refund. That's what I would do. If the device works, I stand behind my device. Guys, if somebody sells you a device that freaking works for you, for everybody else, they offer 30 days, no questions asked, money back warranty. Just like if you go to Netflix, if you buy any kind of service, they give you 30 days money back guarantee, no problems. Don't like it, doesn't work for you, return it. I stand behind my product. But this guy doesn't stand behind his product. He does not offer 30 days, money back, no questions asked, refund. He has no restocking fee. He doesn't return, he doesn't get he just takes the money from you and that's it. You're done, you're on your own. And so basically it says, if you know the device works and after 30 days, no questions asked, refund, no restocking fee, 100% refund if not happy. But the device does nothing and you give no claims and no returns. I'm tired of bad people defrauding other honest people to make a buck out of them and leave them miserable. So this is how it goes. So basically, I'm telling this. I looked up. Basically, I'm really tired of all this BS here that they're selling the devices. They're saying they work. They do work initially, but they do kill your batteries. Your batteries in a year or two, they will actually die. So I had my batteries for a couple of years. They were brand new. I never used them. I only kept them afloat because I'm still building my system. It's not easy to have the right solar panels. I'm trying to buy some amorphous solar panels. And I noticed that batteries, they just kept on dying one by one. And I thought, what the hell's going on, And then I got a hold of Rick Friedrich, the guy who worked for this John Bedini, and he told me, yes, he said, I didn't even tell him anything about my batteries, dying because of charge. He says the batteries are being fried, they're dying because of the charges. I told him, yes, that's true. How do you know that? And he told me a little story about how John Bedini, put bad circuits in there. He didn't care about the public. He just wanted to sell something, not worrying about the future, about the people will catch up with this. So they do start catching up with this. I'm telling you, this is all crap. These devices are all crap. I bought them. I'm going to disassemble one by one, each and one of them, all these 6 chargers. We're going to take a look inside. We're going to see. I'll show you all of this, and I will not let this guys perpetrate the scam that they're doing here, selling not only the bad devices that kill the batteries, but there's this medical devices they're selling, allegedly building up a story behind this medical device RPX machine, claiming it's Rife based on Rife technology and it's only for experimentation purposes. But at the same time, they're claiming, that they have a story that in the background there's Royal Rife, this is la la la, and this is our machine here. It's RPX machine, so you buy it and that's it. It's for your research purposes. So people connect dots, 2 and 2 together. They figure out that this device actually cures something. So when they buy it and it doesn't cure anything. So I did offer this guy. I told him, so listen, send me this machine. I'm going to test it out. I'm going to do a viral count. I'm going to send you the results. I'm going to post it online. He refused it. He started belittling me because he knows that I'm going to prove him wrong. That's why he knows. If I had nothing to lose, for example, if I were him and if I knew the machine worked, I would send the guy, for example, the machine RPX, I would endorse it and say, this is the machine, this is how you test it, this is how it's supposed to work, how many hours you tried. So I tried, I go to the doctor, I get a blood test, I say, yeah, Aaron, listen, yeah, it worked, so let me be, some kind of Moses, I'm gonna go and do a gospel on your device because it really works. I'm cured now, for example. But this is nothing. This RPX machine is the one that I got really mad of because I have several devices. I'm gonna show you all of them too later. Video one by one. I'm gonna show it to you because I have several devices from different manufacturers, from Bob Bag, from different magnetic pulsars and so on. And even John Bedini was selling a viral a viral killer machine with schematics, and he said, yeah, Bob Beck was crap, nothing worked, he was a CIA guy. And this video is still available online, and I have a copy of it as well. And then he was giving his own schematics and saying, my schematic works, this is the best one, you cannot get anything else, so here I am so altruistic, here's my device. But bullshit. Eventually, this guy died. And of course it's bad when people die, but what can you do? If he couldn't keep himself in good shape together, that I guess that he passed away. And Gary passed away first, and then John passed away after him, right after him. So that's how it goes. And now Aaron Murakami is behind this, trying to make a buck out of all of this mess. Selling RPX is the last one. So, but I'm gonna show you all of this. I'm gonna show you schematics, what's inside of this, of all 6 devices, the solar trackers, the universal charger. We're gonna unscrew all of them one by one. Take a look inside. You will have all of that knowledge, all of that information, because I paid for it. And because this guy was belittling me, telling me I'm delusional, I should be in a straight jacket, and he actually he puts everything down here. I have a copy of this. I have a proof. Proof is in the pudding. So you will see all of this. And I also encourage you to have an independent, Googling, just Google yourself some information around Google information on the people that I provided you. Google information and talk to Rick Friedrich, for example, as well. Maybe it's going to be hard for you to reach him. You have to have a phone number, but he does say the truth. But these guys were nothing but basically a scam. They were like scamming people and so on. So that's what I'm gonna say. And this is I guess a free speech, so I'm allowed to say anything you like. So sorry guys, so this is basically was a 20-minute video, and then it just got cut off. So I'm trying to read it to you again here, with the pencil. So I stopped here probably somewhere. I'm challenging you to prove that RPX machine works. Cut the BS about FDA and crap like that. You find a way. I have an incurable viral disease and can easily prove with a blood test if the unit works or not. Bob Beck, Olkowski, Halda Clark, and Rife machines that anyone sells all don't work. Here comes along Aaron and says, my machine is Rife machine, and the one and only in the world to work. Bull. Prove it. If I can get rid of my incurable disease, I will let the world know about RPX machine. If not, so meaning if it doesn't work for me, I will be your greatest critic all over the World Wide Web. So here's your chance. You can contact me directly through messaging system. So I gave him a chance, and I told him, listen, you prove your machine doesn't work. Either you prove it yourself, so, send it to me. I'm gonna do a blood test. I'm gonna prove it. I'm gonna put a blood test on the website for other people to see. Easy, right? Easy. How simple can it be? You do a blood test. You take a look at the viral count, for example, and you know right away that machine worked or machine didn't work. So I gave him a chance. And then here he responds, by the way, my name is Sergio. Sergio, the only thing fraudulent here is your message. You're making claims for this unit, not me. And then he's bumping his head into the wall here. I don't need your support or approval, and I'm certainly not going to seek it by satisfying your demands, especially with the arrogance that is woven throughout your entire message. The RPX machine is an experimental test device, so people can study how the Rife frequencies are actually created with the sidebands. So he's saying that regular people will be able to study Rife frequencies and actually how they are created with the sidebands that cover all those frequencies. It doesn't make sense to you how the Rife frequencies are actually created with the sidebands that cover all those frequencies. Bullshit. What people will be able to buy the technology to buy the oscilloscopes cost $2,000 more, the spectrum generators and the frequency generators. Bullshit. So she says this is the exact method that Rife Hoyland was actually using, and it is easily proven that the frequencies are indeed created by analyzing it on a spectrum analyzer. Yeah, sure. A regular John Doe will be able to buy a spectrum analyzer and start creating some experiment, doing some experimentation with the spec. John Doe was able to afford $2,000, $3,000 on a good spectrum analyzer and just tinker away, without just regular John Doe from the street who doesn't even know what buttons to push. What I'm talking about. So basically, he says I'm trickling off a little bit here. On a spectrum analyzer, it is not even debatable If someone uses this unit for something other than its intended purpose, then it is their business and I can't stop them. And he says this is not a medical device, nor it is sold as one. Please stop your phony misinformation by putting words into my mouth on all accounts. Anytime someone purchases the Bedini RPX, they are getting exactly what is detailed on the website. So the website says that this machine is based on the Rife frequency, on the Rife machine that's based on the Rife frequencies that Rife was using it to cure cancer. That was in the background. In the foreground, they say it's only for experimental purposes and research purposes. This is what the sidebandgenerator.com and has been there since day one, period. So this is a disclaimer here that this is a Bedini RBX sideband generator for experimental use only. No claims are given and the user assumes full responsibility for how they use it. This device is sold only as a research and test instrument. There are no other purposes, applications for this device that are claimed or implied in any manner whatsoever. By purchasing this device, you are agreeing to a no refund policy, no refund. Read our terms and conditions for the sale of this experimental test device. So, guys, my question is that to all of you, when you read this, do you really want to buy a device, spend $300 for nothing, when this is just a research and test instrument? You know, it's only experimental device. It's not claimed or not implied to do anything else. So if it's not claimed to do anything else, it doesn't do anything else. Don't you understand? If it did something else, the guys who were honest, if Air Murakami were honest, they would give you a refund. You know, they would provide a full refund policy. Okay, you get a device, you don't get it cured, you bring it back to him. But he says no. He says basically, if you don't get cured, too bad, I get your money and you still have your disease. So I'm gonna be you're the sucker. You know, that's why. So basically, this is what he perpetrates, this scam, this bullshit here, by selling this RPX Bedini Rife Priori 3.1 megahertz RPX handbait generator that creates some kind of freaking frequencies. So okay, so let's read. This is the my answer, you know, to him. And here's what I say. Aaron, I say, no one, especially you, would know what method Rife was using, not even JB. JB means John Bedini. Were you working directly with Rife at that time, or John Bedini with Rife? Is your information from the first source? No, your information is from the third source. It's called gossip. You read something, you heard from someone, you repeat the same, but from your understanding, the meaning changes. There are no Rife frequencies, and you know it. What sidebands? Did Rife talk about sidebands? Did Rife talk about bouncing frequencies? Frequencies don't bounce off other frequencies. Stop and think. Does Wi-Fi bounce off a GSM? Does AM bounce off FM? Does the frequency of UV light bounce off frequency of green light? Interferometry wouldn't be possible if light with same frequency bounced with the light of wavelength. Stop talking nonsense and confusing people. You have a bad understanding about harmonics and peaks and troughs and their variations. You claim too much but have no basis for proving it. Why don't you just test the unit yourself and then offer it for sale when it actually cures something? If it doesn't cure anything, then why ask people for money? Let the people buy clothes and their children for their children and take their wives out. There are hundreds of companies selling snake oil. If you want people to test something, then put a schematic forward and ask someone to test it. Provide blood reports and viral counts. Don't ask them to buy something that is not proven. Why do that? Test it yourself and let others know. Your device, RPX, is being advertised as a medical device on some other web pages, and you know it. Those web pages link to your videos, books, RPX. Does the name crack ring a bell? Do you think FDA would like it if they saw it or received a complaint? I suggest you stop asking the people to buy your RPX based on Rife stories and Rife frequencies or John Bedini's work on Rife, and the result is this cure-all machine that somehow sweeps and bounces all frequencies, kills all bad germs, and leaves good cells intact. Huh? Are you sure your RPX machine targets only bad cells, viruses, and germs and not normal human cells? Are you sure RPX does not target red blood cells?
white cells, T cells, immune memory cells, thrombocytes, mast cells, blast cells. Are you sure? Are you sure it won't cause cancer or tumor or damage DNA of normal cells? Are you a doctor of medicine? Your fundamental frequency is the main one? Who said so? Prove it. Fundamental frequencies is 3.1 that these guys are advertising. So I said, who said so? Prove it. John Bedini was giving away a virus killer schematic before. Anyone got cured? No. There are always gullible people who will pay for health or energy to make money out of them by deceiving them. You are in the right business. My very first 2A12 was purchased from Rick Friedrich. After about 2 weeks, the cap leaked electrolyte, as per my previous post here, and I contacted Gary of Energangs, who charged me more than half to repair it. I actually paid $85 to just repair the unit, but they didn't repair it. They just sent me a new one because electrolyte leaked and the unit was potted. Rick was Energangs' legal distributor at the time, and I don't think you were in the game then. They Energangs should have fixed it for free, but they charged me after I sent the unit in, and I had my warranty. After that, I purchased up to 5,000 of chargers from Energangs based on commercial lies and hype. My batteries were from Walmart Deep Cycle Marine, brand new. Over 9 batteries, over 9 garden variety batteries as well. Read my previous post in 2012-2013 about my complaints of failing batteries. Over the years, all have failed, but 3 garden variety types still sitting in maintenance charging. I later got a hold of Rick after JB death and he said, the Rick Frederick said, JB's chargers kill batteries, which confirmed my suspicion. He also said JB never had any free energy device ever running at any time. Rick was working for JB all his time, for all those years. So I suspect Rick, just like you, Aaron, are in a business to swindle people out of money by giving them a fake hope. No claims, no returns. I wouldn't be here to whine about all of this if it weren't the truth. I have nothing to lose or to gain, just want people to know to avoid scam you perpetrate. On the other hand, you have a lot to lose. That is money. As scams like that don't last for too long. You can't sell medical devices without a license, and you can't transport them over state lines. That is a federal crime to boot. You offended me with your ignorance and underestimated me. I have nothing to prove to you. All proof will be online in due time for everyone to see. So this guy's proof is, for you is gonna be out there, because I'm tired of all these scams here. So Aaron Murakami is now answering me. Sergio, or is it Rick? And he says, laughing out loud. First, you claim I made all these kinds of claims, which is false. Instead of speaking to this point, you physically ramble about everything but. This is called evasion of the essential. Finally, the discussion began to develop. It was amazing to witness the evasion of the essential by the bypassing of the issue at hand and its replacement by petty criticism. So he quotes Wilhelm Reich now. So Wilhelm Reich, you should seek professional mental help. So he's quoting this guy now. So then he says, number 2, would you know what Rife was using? And Rife himself did not know what frequencies he was using. I mean, think about that. We do know what Rife was using, but Rife himself did not know what frequencies he was using. So, bullshit. Just think about that, John Bedini knew and Aaron knew what frequencies Rife was using, but Rife himself did not know what frequency he was using. He just was using something, right? I mean, bullshit. What kind of crap is that? First place. So, we do know what Rife was using, and Rife himself did not know what frequencies he was using. But you wouldn't know that because you have not the faintest clue as to what you're talking about. It was Hoyland that knew what the frequencies were, and it was his method. that was used to hide the frequencies by hiding them in the sidebands. So the Rife didn't know, nobody knew it was the Hoyland, and these guys found out from Hoyland that Hoyland had some kind of frequencies. So what it has to do with the Rife anyway in the first place? This guy's why this Aaron Murakami, JB, they don't give you a refund. If the device doesn't work, you cannot refund anymore. It is bullshit. It's only for experimentation test crap device. Doesn't do anything. So I'm gonna continue here again. You are completely ignorant of this history and should educate yourself by posting such psychotic ramblings. The real history is here. BediniRPXbook.com. So they're asking you to buy the book now. They're plugging the advertising to you. Go guys, buy a book now for $30 to spend. Bullshit. You believe, number 3, you believe you're a master ham radio operator, but are completely ignorant of the fact that you can bounce 2 frequencies off each other to create frequencies that are the addition and subtraction of the 2. Those are called sidebands that ripple off of the fundamental. Maybe you should get your license renewed because you're demonstrating nothing but pure ignorance of the subject. And he's laughing. Number 4, again, you're the only one around here claiming there are claims for cures. You're simply too arrogant and ignorant to understand simple English that any child can understand. So he's comparing me with a child. So he's belittling me. He's trying to be ignorant here and trying to insult me. Remember, he says, and he's quoting Wilhelm Reich again. He says, remember, finally the discussion began to develop. It was amazing to witness the evasion of the essential, the bypassing of the issue at hand, and its replacement by petty criticism. So remember, I asked Aaron Murakami to prove that his device works. Why he's selling the devices without having any proof that the device actually does any kind of cures. Why he's selling this kind of bullshit, and I told him to provide the proof. He's totally evading me now, and he's quoting Wilhelm Reich, to himself now. He puts the disclaimer here again that this device, Bedini RPX sideband generator, for experimental use only. So no claims are given, and the user assumes full responsibility for how they use it. The device is sold only as a research and test instrument. That's it. So basically, you buy some kind of crappy radio, you test it, you see how it works, and that's it. There's no claims for cures, there's no refund. The most important, there is no refund. If it works, you cannot refund it. If it doesn't work, you cannot refund it. That's it. It's yours for. If they sell this crap for $300, why sell if it's not even proven to work? If I sell it for $10, yes, I understand. This is a device to experiment. It's for public, to experiment. So it costs $10. If it works, it works. Good for you. Build something useful out of it. If it doesn't work, you lose $10. But if it doesn't work, you lose $300 and there's no refund. So it says there are no other purposes or applications for this device that are claimed or implied in any manner whatsoever. By purchasing this device, you're agreeing to the no refund policy. So the device doesn't work, you guys don't even have any kind of refund. Basically, it's for experimental test device. So if you buy this device, and I don't recommend you do, because it's another crap. Just like the solar chargers are killed, and this device, actually, I talked to a Chinese guy who purchased this device, and to another guy. They said it gives such a low power, like to light up a LED, that it doesn't really work at all. You have to buy. It doesn't work. These devices don't work. So why they're selling it? They're not selling it for you to be better. They're not selling it for you to get cured. They're selling it to make business, to make money, and they have no responsibility for it. Do you understand why? Because they claim there's no refund for it, so you cannot bring the money back. So they just keep your money, and that's it. If this device doesn't work for you and it's not gonna work, you cannot take them to court, because they say it's an experimental research test instrument. Do you understand, all of you? My time is going to be up now. So number 5, the IPX unit I offer has 0 medical claims because it is a non-medical device. Only a liar would claim otherwise. So guys, you see, they're even saying it doesn't really work, doesn't even do any medical stuff. You didn't purchase he said, number 6, you didn't purchase 5,000 in chargers, and certainly not 5,000 in chargers that failed. He says the chargers are failing. This is bullshit. He doesn't even read accurately. My point here is that the chargers are killing the batteries, not the chargers that failed. He doesn't even read it. He doesn't have attention to details here at all. He says a 2A12 that you have returned for repair, yet you had 5,000 in chargers that failed. Chargers that failed again. He doesn't even read properly. Write properly. And you didn't return any, he said. And he's laughing here. Number 7, Rife Friedrich is a pathological liar, thief, and con. You become who you hand around. Probably too late for you. You already drank the Kool-Aid, he says. And then he says, I've been in business for many years for a reason and will be here long after you've gone. Troublemakers like you come and go like a leaf blowing away in the wind. You are here to simply listen to yourself talk with zero, to contribute to anyone or anything, whining, complaining with zero proof that you purchased 5,000 in chargers that failed. You just like to blow hot air to exercise your cheeks, but you won't accomplish much more than that. There has never been one customer who had that many failures, as an undisputable fact of reality. You're completely delusional, and you are here to spread lies and disinformation. Go back to ham radio discussion and leave us alone, Sergio. You don't belong here. You belong in a straight jacket. So he's insulting me. He's saying I'm a psycho. He's saying that that the chargers have failed, and he didn't even read, because I said before that this killing my batteries, not the chargers. So I'm going to pause here a little bit. So I make a new video because I have about 40 seconds left, and I'm going to read you my last comment. And after this comment here, my last reply, he banned me from the forum because I complained that I put him against the wall. I said, you none of the answers you answered about your device, why you selling all this crap again, there's no proof, or why your chargers are failing the batteries, they're killing my batteries, and I have proof for that. And I complained that I'm going to report him to the FDA about his device. And then he got mad. He just banned me because I was showing the truth to everybody there. And he didn't like that because he owned his forum. Okay, so this is my third part now. This is my last final answer before he banned me. So, and I answer, Aaron, I see you have a short attention span and attention to details. I never said chargers failed. I said my batteries failed after I charged them and maintained with Energenc's chargers. The chargers killed my batteries. The batteries failed after I maintained them with your JB's Energenc chargers. Is it clear now? I don't hide behind someone else's back and quote someone like you do. Be original. You're not affiliated with Rife, so why quote him? Does it make you look smarter, you think? Be yourself, not someone else. Again, you avoided all medical RPX questions I asked you. That speaks volumes. You don't understand and want me out of the scene. And again, you assume too much. I'm not a ham operator, but thanks for the compliment. I'm not surprised by your ignorance of facts. I presented you. You avoided answering them. Instead, you chose to attack me and telling me to seek mental health. I understand the truth hurts, but you can't admit it, as it will hurt your business of swindling people out of money. As I said, you alone experiment with your RPX machine and report it to the community if you find something. Don't ask people to buy a useless machine you think works like JB designed, who thought it worked like Hoyland thought, who in turn thought that it worked like Rife thought, and Rife, according to you, didn't know the frequencies he was using. But Hoyland knew his frequencies. Listen to yourself, Aaron. If you keep on telling many lies to people, you start sounding very foolish. So he said, we do know what Rife was using, and Rife himself did not know what frequencies he was using. It was Hoyland that knew what the frequencies were using. So this is, I'm quoting him from the previous message from number 2, that he was saying that Rife didn't know but these guys knew from the Hoyland, but the Hoyland knew from somewhere. So basically he doesn't even know what he's talking about. Then I continue. I think you need to open basic physics books, learn how interferometry works, how light travels and propagates, and what happens during addition and wave subtraction and why. You don't bounce frequencies. Use the right technical terms and we can talk. As I said before, you are violating interstate laws by selling medical devices without a license as your RPX machine some websites sell and link to you. Claim it as a cancer cure. I have a copy of this, but I think but I think you will be too ignorant to listen, and I think you won't take this seriously unless we involve the FDA and make it official. Let them sort this out. As I am just helping the citizens to save their money and time and get the right treatment and cure that is FDA approved. Avoid the scam you perpetrate, and if they think your business is legit, after reviewing my copies and complaints, I have no complaint about RPX, but I still will complain about Energenx chargers killing my batteries. I'm standing by my words, as I say is true. So here I'm quoting Murakami again from the previous message. Which he said, Rick Friedrich is a pathological liar, thief and con. You become who you hand around. Probably too late for you. You already drank the Kool-Aid. Here I answer again. I continue. Just don't forget, Aaron, your previous board of directors for Energenx was a thief and a con artist who conned the company for profit. I had a few. You had a few, so do more research on the names and it will pop in Google. Now you drink the Kool-Aid. Here are some of the pictures, and there I posted the pictures of the board of directors, and one of their board of directors from Energenx company was a con artist and a thief. He actually owned some kind of agricultural farm business, and he conned another company. He stole some money from another company by doing some kind of like conning scheme, how to get the money from there. He got in jail with his wife, and it's all in Google. If you Google the board of directors for Energenx company, I don't remember the name, but it's there right now somewhere on my computer. I have to look for it. I have lots of files. And then you will Google it, the board of directors for Energenx. You will Google, one of them will be in the news, and then you will see that he was a thief and a con artist. So I gave this to Aaron. I showed him the truth. I told him this device doesn't work. To prove it, he denies. He just tries to belittle me in his forum. And then when I put him against the wall with all this truth, he actually banned me. I tried to enter, his website, his energyscienceforum.com from, again the next day, and it said the administrator, banned you by your IP address. So this is why, guys, I'm telling you, don't buy this crap. Don't buy the devices like that. Don't buy the RPX. I will show you other devices that I purchased from other companies as well. The medical devices, none of them work. I'll show you the Babak device. I will show you some other European devices that I also purchased from overseas. None of them don't work. I tested all of them. They don't work. And these devices here also, these solar chargers, they charge your batteries, but in the process they kill your batteries. I don't know how, but they just keep on dying. You have to understand that. So we'll take apart the solar chargers, the 24 volts, the 12 volts. I will show you what's inside of all of them. So sign up to my video, subscribe, look for the updates. I will post this one down in the link below, in the description link below, just below the video. Look up the description link below there, and you will see it's gonna be there. So I guess this is it for now, and then please, don't buy this. You see that this guy Murakami, they are in the business to make profit.